Alright folks, we should be up and streaming now. Welcome back. It's been 2 weeks since the last stream. Last week I was away for the holidays. Had a good trip. We drove down to visit family in Mississippi. Got to see some parts of the family that we don't see very often. William, our little baby, got the chance to meet his great-grandmother, who is 98. So that was pretty fun. And now we're back again. So for today, we are mostly going to continue the Endless Space 2 game, but I wanted to show just a little gameplay footage of this game. I've been playing this off stream, this game called Dicey Dungeons. It's a roguelike, I guess it's not really a roguelike because there's no progression over time. I think it's a rogue game that's very similar to Slay the Spire. It's kind of a Slay the Spire knockoff, to be perfectly honest. But it's based on rolling dice instead of building a deck of cards. I bought this for, I think, $3 on Steam, and it's been entertaining enough that I will just showcase a little bit of the gameplay. Are people not hearing the audio? Is it not coming through? It looks like the microphone is on. Okay. Audio is fine. Okay. So, anyway, excuse me. In this game, you get to pick from six different characters. Warrior, Thief, Robot, Inventor, Witch, and Jester. The Jester you have to unlock, but I guess you technically have to unlock all of them. I'll just start with the Warrior because this is the simplest character, and we'll just do the basic episode. So they have different scenarios. You kind of have like the standard rules. Then for every class they have like two different like side scenarios. And then you have, they all have this, which is enemies get extra health and their equipment is upgraded. This is often the hardest one to do. This one, enemies get extra health, the status effects are different, and then this one is you start with standard rules and then weird stuff happens. But we'll just do the basics, because I'm just trying to showcase what the gameplay looks like. It's actually pretty easy on the lowest difficulty, or this is like the lowest difficulty, but then it gets quite a bit harder, as you would imagine. Okay, so this is the Warrior. As I said, the most basic class. You start with a sword, does blank damage, whatever you roll on the die, and then you get more equipment as you go along. So you want to fight the enemies. As standard in these games, they give you golden experience. Gold, you can buy stuff. XP, you level up. Anyway, thanks for subscribing, Rihanna. It's a long subscription. Good to have you around. The Warrior's special ability is you can reroll dice, other classes of other abilities, and then as you take damage, this is kind of your limit break, to use the Final Fantasy analogy. The ability is you can double your next action as you take damage, but for right now we can't use that up. There's a 6, so we can't do better than that. End turn. These early level monsters don't do too much, so you can always see what the enemies do. You can always check them. So the rabbit, their ability is deal damage, and then if it's a 6, inflict weaken, which weakens your equipment in some fashion. But we were able to get 2 6s, so that's just very easy. They all have text. So I have beaten the game, so the text is a little bit different from what it would be when you're starting out. Alright, we get 1 gold, 1 experience. You always get 1 gold when you win battles. XP, you get more as you fight more difficult enemies. Alright, what's in here? Staff, okay. So this is, if we put 8 dice into this, it'll do 6 damage and burn 1 die. This is not a particularly good weapon, but it's better than not having anything, because it means we have a second weapon. Alright, so the Warrior pretty much always wants high dice. Alright, well, out of these we could hit for 5 and then do partial damage on the staff, but let's just hit with both. Because we can do 8 damage, and we've inflicted Burn, which is the status effect. Sets the dice on fire, costs 2 XP to extinguish. Yeah, the Witch is the hardest class in the game. The most difficult... Alright, well that was kind of stupid. Could have done damage to me, but just opted to do nothing instead. The Witch is both the most complicated class and the weakest class, so it makes it tough. It is the only class I have not done everything with. Anyway, we leveled up, we got an extra die. More dice are very good, as you might imagine. The more stuff you get to roll, the more you can do. Alright, so again, the Warrior pretty much always wants high die. Oh, this is great. So we want the 6, and then if we can get better than the 2, nice. We can do max damage this round. Perfect. We set the 1 die on fire. Alright, so the wizard is going to do 5 damage, freeze 2 die. That's actually bad for us. So frozen is a status effect that turns the highest die rolled into a 1. So not great. But we have our rerolls, so we can try to do better. See what happens. Oh, cool. This is great. Okay, so we also have the Fury, double next action. So if we do this, we can kill this guy. And we might as well use it. So 6, 6, 8, and he's dead. Also, you do heal when you level up, which is very important in this game. It's one of the few ways you can heal. Alright, so we can... And you basically want to fight every enemy, because if you do that, you will level up by the end. So we can fight this guy or this guy. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to think which one is the harder enemy. He is probably the harder of the 2 enemies, the stereo head. Let's try to fight him first, because we'll get the auto heal at the end of this round. Okay, again, warrior pretty much always wants to roll higher dice. That'll do. So that's like our max round is 12 damage and burn a die. Ooh, he actually got the perfect roll. Look at this. So his ability is deal 4 damage and weaken. He literally got the most perfect roll possible. He could not have done better than that. So he's going to weaken both of our equipment items there. Yeah, that was really bad, unfortunately. So this is the weaken kicking in. Temporarily weakens equipment, becomes less powerful. Now the sword can only do 5 damage, the staff only does 3. But there's nothing we can do about that. The good news is we're going to auto heal after this. Yeah, so this time he can't use the 6, because this can only do up to 4. We also got our limit ready to go, but we don't need it. Yeah, we don't need it, so just kill him. Yeah, there's some DLC for the game. It came with the purchase. Alright, so now we have our choice. We get to choose one of these two. The spike shield is actually really good. On even, you can deal damage. On the odd, you can shield yourself. This is excellent. The boomerang is not good because you deal damage to yourself, which you do not want. So we now have all of our equipment slots full. Again, I'd like to replace the staff. We can also probably do better than the sword. Let's see if we can purchase at the store. Oh, hello. The broadsword is just better than the sword in every way possible. Just far better. This is actually one of the best weapons the warrior can find. So this is a kind of a high roll here. It's the sword, but better. It deals +2 damage, so of course we're going to take that. The ability to roll 2 6s is kind of interesting as well. I'm just going to do this. We'll run with these 3 for right now. So now we can use all of our dice, and let's see what's in that treasure chest over there. That was a pretty big high roll. Like, we have the Fury here. I don't even know if we might as well use it. We can win the battle faster. Okay, so that will do 14. That'll do 5, and we can almost one-turn this guy. If we could roll, but even if we roll a 4, which would do 4 damage, we can't quite kill him, so we'll take the 5 shield instead. Oh, jeez. Alright, well he got the god roll. He got double 6s, which allows him to do max damage to me. Sometimes the AI, it does feel like they're cheating sometimes, but yeah. Okay, the good news is we saved this, so we can heal, so we're basically back at full health. Yeah, and that's the nerfed version, too. Now this is not bad, bump, dice value +1, but at the moment I don't have space for it, and I would rather run these 3 than the bump, for the time being. Sword we could hopefully look to replace with something else, and maybe that'll clear space for that. Yeah, that is the nerfed version of the Sneezy. Just double checking here. No, I don't want this, and that, I mean, it's not bad, but like, no. We can find better stuff than that and avoid spending the gold. Alright, so look, there's an anvil here. The anvils let you upgrade items into more powerful versions that do have additional functions. Although I will probably see what I can get on this stage before I actually use the anvil. Alright, so as usual, we roll. We want high dice. We are the warrior. Other classes don't always want high dice. Alright, let's get the max shield. Okay, well, the AI is rolling like an absolute champ here, but good news is we blocked almost all that damage. So I'm gonna take the 5 shield, so that way when I grab this, oh, this is the burn effect again, it costs 2 health, so shield will block that. That's pretty good, I'll stick with that. We weren't gonna kill him this round anyway, even on a 6 roll. Okay, he got a terrible roll this time. wasn't able to do basically anything, so we only took 1 damage from this fight. So, goodbye. They actually buffed the witch? Oh boy, I would hate to see what the witch was like before they buffed her, because she is by far the worst character. Alright, so this is, we can do a permanent upgrade. We can upgrade this to deal dice roll +3. The sword we can do +1. The spike shield removes that max 5, so we could attack for 6. I have found that this does not really do much to improve the spike shield. The staff, you can see, can go from dealing 6 damage to 8. That makes this more viable. And then this you can get up to 2 uses per turn. But I haven't really seen anything I want that badly. Let's see. Oh, this is really good. The Iron Shield is excellent. And it also sets up a situation because the warrior on the next level up is going to get a shield bash technique. So I definitely am going to want this, even if yeah, we'll take this and we'll just run it over the spike shield for now, because this is just better. If we're shielding, it's just better. But this sword is going to be replaced with the shield bash, and then maybe we'll put the bump or something else in there. Anyway. I level up automatically. I think this guy is slightly harder. No, you can't sell things, unfortunately. There's no sell mechanic. Alright. Again, we want high dice rolls. This looks about as good as we're going to do. I'm not going to be greedy and try to roll for higher than 4. Yeah, so this pretty much blocks what this guy can do. So we blocked that, and now he did 1 damage. Again, that's why shielding is very powerful. Okay, shield. I mean, we're not going to kill him this round anyway. Alright, that's a better roll for him. That's why I wanted to fight this guy first. I think this guy's one of the more dangerous opponents, and this is with unupgraded equipment, so... Okay. Now, if we use the limit break, we can 100% kill him this turn. Let's see, this would do 6, and this... Alright, we can kill him with the limit break, so let's just do that. It'll charge up again pretty quickly. We'll get an extra die. Let's see what's in here. So this is interesting. You can use this to do... We roll a 6 to deal 6 damage, but what does that look like when it gets upgraded, just out of curiosity? You can use it up to 6 times. Okay, that's not really what we're looking for. The Inventor has a limit break that causes you to roll 6s, but I don't think that's quite right with this character. Appreciate that, but I'm not really looking for those features. Thanks, though. Alright, so again, just trying to see what we can hit. Okay. So 6 shield and 11 damage is pretty good first round. The dangerous thing about the Yeti... Oh, he got a terrible roll. He has almost all even die. The dangerous thing about them is they have the freeze ability. Not as bad for the warrior because you have the rerolls, but some classes can really get shut down by this. Alright. Adding extra HP restoration pickups. That was a spam bot. Yeah, I imagine that that's a spam bot. Okay. So he has not been able to get through the shielding. You can see those 6s turning into, okay. And you should be dead now, yeah. Not bad. Maybe I should show the witch. If I can play through this quickly, maybe I should show a witch just real quickly. Alright, so out of these options, I think what I would like to upgrade is actually the Iron Shield, because it's going to make more sense when I get the Shield Bash down the road, which will turn shielding into offense as well. I don't think there was anything else I wanted there. Actually, this... I think I might want this too. Let's just grab this. I don't know if I'm going to use that, but we'll at least hold on to it as a possibility. So I'm building for the future here. This is kind of an annoying setup for this level. Let's go in this direction first, because we're going to want the health. Yeti is weak to fire. Yeah, I could have swapped that in. I wasn't really paying attention to that. Well, do you like 4s? Well, oh, there we go. So I'm opting to preserve HP with this setup, which, again, this is like the basic... Oh, he can curse me if he wants, but then he can't do as much damage, yeah. I'm like opting to preserve HP with this setup. Now he's poison based, and poison does not block, or shielding does not block poison, so... Okay. I'm gonna lean more heavily on damage because, as I said, shielding does not block poison. Yeah, fortunately, the unupgraded version... I'm actually used to seeing the upgraded version of these enemies, too. The unupgraded versions are not nearly as dangerous. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Okay. Let's hit... We can't quite kill him. I should have used the 6 on the shield, because I can't kill him this round. Let's see if he has not opted to curse me yet. This is still not bad though. This battle went pretty well, all things considered. Alright, so the Loud Bird does not do a lot of direct damage, but has some very annoying abilities. Well, this is another very nice roll to start. I mean, we'll see if we can do better, but... Alright, shield, damage. It's a good turn. So he got the double, so he can silence me. He actually got the perfect roll. He was able to get the silence, and he was able to get the weaken. So silence means that it disables this, and then he weakened a lot of my stuff. Alright, so this is... I can place 2 dice to break the silence, but I don't want to do that. Note that it's also going to... He's also going to dodge the next attack, so we have to keep that in mind too. So we want to kill his dodge with this, so we can then do 7, and then that's the best we can do. As I said, this is an annoying enemy. I am going to heal to full. Okay, so he didn't get the silence this round, fortunately. He did get the, like, max damage that he could do. But as I said, fortunately I heal at the end of this round, and we do have the ability to reroll. Alright, well, might as well use the 3, and then let's see if we can do better on this. Alright, that goes. So he is going to dodge, remember, so kill the dodge. And then we'll kill him next turn. This guy's just annoying. This is actually a worse roll for him because he can only do one damage to me. He gets the silence and the dodge, but he only does 1 damage. Obviously the weakening is kind of annoying. Okay. This is not a good roll. I guess we can't kill him this turn then. Because he had the dodge. And then I mean, I can place these 2 to break the silence, but then I can't use the shield. Good news is he hasn't really done any damage to me. It's just been kind of annoying. He will do damage this turn, so he's going to get the 5 hit. Actually, no, I might block that again. Shielding is very good, you guys. Shielding is very good. Alright, kill his dodge. Shielding is quite good. Alright. Alright, so we'll heal, grab this. This is kind of interesting if you're doing a poison build, but I'm not doing a poison build here. Okay, that was not a good initial roll, but that's why we have the rerolls. That's okay. Okay. Sometimes we have bad rolls like that. Alright, so this guy's kind of interesting. Every time he rolls a die, he will unlock a Keyblade, which then will do damage. And then if he rolls a different die next turn, he can hit twice. You'll see. Alright, this is a vastly better roll. I mean, we don't even need to re-roll because that was perfect. We rolled 3 6s. So like now we can use the 5 to deal 3 damage and also to unlock an additional Keyblade. So this guy kind of scales over time. With the upgraded stuff, he does 4 damage per hit instead of 3. So not too different, but... Alright, can we kill him this round? This does 8. If we roll another 6, we can kill him. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, it has to be a 6. Oh, cool. Excellent. Just to save a little time. Alright, so we should get the shield block. Here we go, shield bash. So if you're wondering why I'm taking all this shield stuff, so this is not very useful at the moment, but if we upgrade it, then it does, we don't need doubles to activate, we just need an even number. And I should be able to get an anvil on the next stage. Okay, so that is strictly better. Yes, I'm going to take this, because then I can put this, which is just better than the sword. The sword is just do X damage, this is do X damage, but on 6 burn a die. So it's just better overall. Alright, so there's that anvil. The healing items are way back here, that's kind of annoying, but let's get to that anvil. I'm hoping there's another anvil at the shop, which would be quite nice. Alright. Oh, this is excellent. Okay, so we want to use this to get the burn. I'm going to try to get the shield. So he's gonna try to roll 6s, and then hit me. He already did roll a 6. So he's just not gonna even use that die. This guy usually hits you for 12 damage each round. Fortunately, we were able to block most of that. Yeah, he didn't. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. That's very good. So, alright. I don't know if we kill him next round or not. Yeah, he's gonna have to take the 2 damage if he wants to roll the 2 6s. And so we're just blocking most of the damage he's doing. Like, he's getting some through, but you can see again how good the shielding is. Okay, so can we do enough to kill him this round? That would be 7 and 5. No, we can't quite kill him this round, unfortunately. If I had rolled a 6, I could have killed him this round, but you know, it's just short. So yeah, he usually hits you for 12 each turn. Unless he doesn't get enough to roll the 2 6s. But you can see how this guy is pretty nasty. Alright, anyway, now you're dead. If I had been really calculating the damage, I probably would have seen that I could have used a slightly higher roll. Alright, anyway, so I want to upgrade the shield bash. You always get this when playing the warrior. Alright, so you see what this says? It is bash with shield, do blank damage. So we're going to put this in play. And put this in play. And so now we can turn shielding into damage. Ah, excellent. So what do we do if we upgrade the buckler? Ooh, nice. We're going to upgrade that. And then I think we'll put the spike shield in here too. So we only have one thing. Well, the one weakness of doing this is we only have, actually, you know, I'm going to keep the broadsword just because there's only one thing that actually deals, or not the spike, broadsword. No, not 6-shooter, broadsword. There we go. I don't want to have only one ability that deals damage. That, if that gets shut down in some way, then it can be kind of dangerous. We can also pay to heal here as well, which unfortunately we don't have enough gold to do that. Alright, well, I probably should have held off on buying the upgrade and bought the health just for safety's sake. But, alright, well now it's time to show off what this ability does, so we're just going to get 14 shield here. We just need an even die, that'll do. Alright, so now we have 18 shield, and oh, we can Battle Bash with shield for 18 damage. Okay, so we have 18 shield and we just did 18 damage. Yep. That's why we, I wanted to have at least one other weapon that deals damage. So something got weakened. I hope it's not shield bash. Okay, it wasn't. Alright, well, we'll take that. So we just need an even number. Alright, this'll work. That works. That's the problem. You don't get the Fury Shard stuff. Rekenner's right. But it's also better just not taking damage, is the other thing. Okay, I definitely don't need that. This guy, so this is another place where this build kind of fails because this is a poison-based enemy, and as mentioned, shields don't block poison. But this is still pretty strong. Alright, so do this, add 7 shield, 4 shield, do 8 damage, and then Bass with shield for 11. My experience has been that, so as you can see, he rolls a new die after each one of these. On the upgraded version, it rolls a new die that's at least 3 or higher. So I will take this 3 damage because, again, the shielding doesn't block that. In my experience, this is the strongest way to build the warrior. Okay, that works. This will do 5 and then 22. Okay, there we go. Could have re-rolled, but I didn't need to. In my experience, this is generally the strongest way to build the warrior. Alright, so we'll grab this, grab this. As I mentioned, this is kind of a low difficulty setting. You don't have to run things this way. Okay. Let's do this. Add 4 to shield. 10 damage, 5 damage. And we have 10 shield. So he can lock die, which is kind of annoying. Oh, he also has the battle axe. But by using that, it means he can't use this. Yeah, the block does persist over time. Okay, we actually already have a perfect roll here. We don't even have to re-roll. I mean, if you can't get through the shielding, you can't deal damage. So he will be able to lock one of the dice this turn. But I have enough dice that that's not a big deal. I mean, it would be better not to have that, but... Okay, that'll do. This will deal 8. I do have to make sure I have an even die, or else I can't shield bash. Okay, that'll do. Alright, so you get an extra dice. Rekenner is correct. The correct play would have been to sandbag to charge up Fury. But, you're gonna smash the boss without it anyway. Yes, Dr. Warclam's right. A 2 is a good roll now. 2 is no longer a wasted die. It's actually a strong ability now. Shouldn't fight after I've brushed my teeth, so I fought her. Alright, getting the extra die is nice, of course. That means we have to reroll less. Alright, perfect. We do have the leftover die. So she has... Oh, she actually has a setup very similar to what we have. Let's see how she manages to do this. So she can also add shield. This is like both of us are charging up our shielding, but my shielding's better. Again, we basically have the same setup here, but my setup's better. Alright, we want to hold that die. That'll do. Oh, that is a good roll for her. Oh my god. Jesus. She actually got through my shielding. I didn't think she'd be able to, but dear lord, that was a good roll for her. Okay. Remember, we need to save for shield dash. That's one of the best rolls I've ever seen her get. This is almost as good, but she doesn't have the double 5s to use. Okay, she... Alright, I mean, that doesn't get through the shield. Just a shielding bonanza here. Okay, we might as well use this. Okay, this'll work. I was a little bit surprised she actually managed to get through the shield that one round. Alright. So, the warrior, pretty straightforward. Let me showcase the witch then, who is a much more difficult class, because we've been talking about the witch a fair bit. Alright. The witch is a spellcaster. Go work your usual magic. The witch is a lot weaker, though, as a character. As I said, she's both the most complex and weakest character out of the different ones you can play. So, she has a spell book, and right now, in order to use these spells, we have Cauldron on 1, which is do 1 damage, get a new die. Inflection on 2, do 3 damage. The other spell slots are empty, so you have to roll those dice to pull out the spells. And spell cycling is kind of the way that you have to play this character. Alright, so we can at least re-roll something. And her ability, her limit break is roll 3 extra dice. So we can bring out another Cauldron spell if we need to. Let's try re-rolling one of these. Okay, that doesn't help. So we'll re-roll Cauldron. And we did not get a 2, unfortunately, so all we can do is throw the dice for 1 damage. So you can see why this is kind of a weak setup. If you just don't get the numbers you need, it's kind of bad. Alright, there we go. We finally got a 2. So we can pull out this. I might as well Crystal Ball. Okay. So we'll use this for 2 damage. Let's pull out this again. Deal another. Now we can... let's do this. So re-roll this, pull out Inflection 1 more time, and then do another 3 damage to kill them. So you see I'm like cycling through the spells, but it gets very complicated. And it's also very weak because... Oh, okay, this is the best spell. I'm glad I got this quickly. Magic Missile is the best spell. Well, second best spell, but the best damage dealer. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to very, very carefully put this on an odd number, because in order to use it, I need to use an even die. You don't want to put this on an even die, which I've found through experience, because then you need 2 even die to use it. If you put it on an odd die, you can alternate. Magic Missile's guaranteed. It is not on some of the challenges, let me tell you that. Maybe on the default setting it's guaranteed. Alright, unfortunately we did not hit a 2 or a 3. There we go, Magic Missile. Okay, so we'll pull that out. Now we need an even die, unfortunately, to use it. So we can reroll. Alright, do 5 damage. It's just hard to deal damage with this class. But the good news is once we can upgrade the spell, it'll start doing 8 damage and it's a lot more viable. Okay. Alright, so we've got that right there. And then we can just pull out... I was going to say we can pull out Infliction, but we can also just do this, and that'll kill him too. I have also died on the first floor as well. Okay, so this is quite good, Ice Shard, because this is on an odd die. We'll take this. Also, Freeze is just a much better status condition than Burn. So we're going to take this, and we're going to put it on 4. So now we have another option. Ice Shard gives us an odd damage option. Also, if we need to focus on Freeze, there's some enemies that Freeze really wrecks hard as a status condition. So you can also see this preview upgraded to the upgraded forms. The upgraded form of Ice Shard does not need an odd number die. The upgraded form of Magic Missile does 8 damage. The upgraded form of Infliction does 4, and the upgraded version of Cauldron does, you can use it twice. So we want to use the upgraded form of Magic Missile because the others don't really change that much, but going from 5 damage to 8 damage is a huge increase. Alright, this is not very useful. I'll take it for right now, but we're going to probably replace that later. Alright, well, let's see what's on this spell. Basically, the Wizard is very similar to the Witch. This enemy is this... Oh, this is a good roll. Okay, we can pull out Magic Missile. We can just pull out another Magic Missile for use later. So, ooh, Thunder Spell. Ow. It's going to shock some of these. Okay. Let's do this. And we'll pull out Cauldron and get a new die. That is not going to be too useful. Just throw for 1 more damage. Yeah, considering how cheap this game is. Alright, this is actually the least dangerous thing you can do, is just get a dodge, because that's not hard to play around. Like, watch. There goes his dodge. 5 damage. 5 damage. New die. Throw that. Couldn't quite kill him that turn. The stuff that actually hurts you is worse. Okay, this only does poison. It's only 4, so that's not that bad. And our limit's charged up for next round. So, boom. So the Witch is just a much more complicated class, but also a weaker class as well. Let's see what spell's in here. Alright, so this is the other spell that's super key to playing the Witch, is +1 die. The Witch gets very few dice. And that's why the class is weak, because this game's all about winning fights quickly, but like you have to stop to set up your spells, and you get very few dice, but this allows you to get more dice. So the Witch is actually quite good at fighting against bosses, but not so good against just random enemies. Anyway, this one lets you get additional dice, which is quite handy. Alright, and let's see what we can pull out here. Okay. So we actually can use Hall of Mirrors here if we want. Watch, I'll showcase this spell. So +1 dice this fight. There we go. So now next round we get 4 instead of our default number. But mostly we're just going to be using Magic Missile here. We might as well pull out Ice Shard. That would actually be not bad if we can get an odd die. There we go. So we're able to get frozen on her. Freeze one of her dice. Turns that 5 into a 1. Makes her turn much worse. Again, Freeze is a very good status condition. Let's see what we can do here. Let's reroll this. Alright, there we go. So we can actually get another +1 die if we want. Sure, why not? We're going to get a free heal at the end of this, which is why I'm screwing around with this. Alright, there we go. That's a good turn. Now we're up to 5 dice. So you can see it, if you have like a boss battle, you can eventually just get so many dice that you become virtually invincible, but for random fights like this, it's not as useful. We can just throw the dice to kill her. And we get the heal. Alright, so here you get the option. You get this a couple times with the Witch. Upgraded spell slot, prepared spell slot. Prepared means you can have another spell guaranteed at the beginning of the combat. Upgraded means you get the upgraded effects. This is a trap. You should never take this. It's very easy to pull spells out. Upgraded is infinitely better. You should always, always, always take this. Because now, this is an upgrade. Now, unfortunately, the spell that you choose to start with is never the upgraded spell. That would be a little too... That would actually make this class good. But no, so now whatever we put in this slot is upgraded, and that's going to be Magic Missile almost invariably. We also can put Hall of Mirrors in this slot, which means you don't need a 6, you just need an even dice to get +1. Those are the two that I will be using the most in this slot. Like Nudge, I don't even want this spell. I'm happy to get rid of that. All right, let's see what's at the store, shall we? This one's pretty good. Magic Shield, add 3 shield. Can be useful to have this. I have not found this to be that useful. We have enough gold to afford this. Let's just drop the Nudge. There's a version of this spell that you can shield and get the dice back afterwards. But we haven't found that yet. Alright, so what do we have here? So we actually could pull out another extra dice here if we wanted. Let's just see what we can get on a reroll first. Alright, I guess we're doing that. Not a great first turn. See, this is why the Witch class. Oh my god. The God roll from Sneezy is gonna hit me for 12 damage here. Nothing I could do about that. Alright, so we'll pull out our Limit Break here, and, okay, what do we want to do? Well, first of all, we'll get another die. Mostly we're just going to be Magic Missiling this guy. Pull out Magic Missile again. Kinda got stuck here with a hand I can't use. I was hoping I could get Ice Shard so I could use these odd dice, but I can't do that. So all I can do is throw... I mean, I can pull out another Magic Missile down the road, but I can't do a whole lot here. Let's just say... Oh my god! Double sixes again! What? What? Jesus! Oh man. Remember what I said about this game sometimes? Anyway. I mean, we can kill him right here, but still, Jesus. Double sixes 2 rounds in a row. The Witch is just so slow to get started up. Yeah, so like you saw, I was able to get additional dice. But like, I just got pounded there. There was nothing I could do about it. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Alright, so we level up in 2 fights. I think we can win these 2 without having to burn these. Let's see at least how the Pirate goes. This Pirate's only level 2, fortunately. And we have our Limit Break up, which I do want to use here. Alright, well this is pretty good. We can set up Magic Missile, and we can also set up, I think we can do a lot of damage, and we can also freeze him. Yeah, and we can freeze him. Now it's only going to do 1 damage, but it's going to freeze, and then I can get another Magic Missile for another 8 damage. And that's a very good first turn. So yeah, we turned his 6 into a 1. That was pretty worthwhile. Yeah, so now he did 2 damage. Alright, can we just kill him here? Yes, we can. 8 damage, 5 damage, done. That was a great fight. But you can see the Witch is just like inherently more RNG based than some of these other classes. Alright, this is terrible. What's the upgraded version of this? It's the Rat. Okay, I'm not using that. I'm not doing a poison build. To make poison effective, you have to really lean into it, and it gets to be all poison. This guy is actually heavy on poison, so Magic Shield's not going to do anything here. I'd also like to get Infliction replaced with a better spell. So this is like, again, one of those starting hands that you can't really use. Okay, thank god. Just pull out Cauldron for next round. Thankfully we were able to get that. Alright. I don't think this guy can kill us, though. Just poison's pretty slow acting. Definitely do want to get a freeze on him this round, though. I just need to make sure I can get it another even. Okay, that works. I definitely want to freeze just to knock one of his dice down. Okay, well, that works. That works. You're not going to do anything. So I'm pretty sure that, alright, this is 8, and then we can, I can kill him with Infliction here, 4 damage. You see how this is like a very complicated class? It takes a lot of practice. I have found Duplicate to be pretty nice. Let's, Oh, so this is actually something that's annoying. I actually have to learn this spell. You have to learn one of these 2 spells. I have no idea why. But Duplicate's actually pretty useful. I have not played Floppy Knights. I think that's actually better than Infliction, which I'm not using right now. Alright, what's in here? No. Even. So this actually does no damage at all. It just deals Weaken and Shock, which is... Like, you need to deal damage... Like, I've talked about in FTL, how, like, there's all these weapons that are elaborate ways to not kill the enemy. That's what this is. This is an elaborate way to not kill the enemy. So no, we need damage. not elaborate status effects that don't actually deal any damage. Okay, so we definitely want to bring out Magic Missile here, as usual. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much just locked in this spot. But, the question is, I think I'd like to get Ice Shard out as well. Because I actually really want to put the freeze on him here. Alright, that's not bad. So, like, this puts Thorns on him. Enemies take damage if they attack this turn. The good news is the Witch does not have a lot of low damage attacks. The Witch has a small number of high damage attacks. Okay, so we definitely want to... Let's see. We want to use these 6s. We're definitely going to hit for 8. Then we're going to... Oh, you know what I should do this. We should duplicate one of these. But which one? This. Okay. And then we have duplicate out for next round, too. And the main thing is I want another odd dice so I can freeze him again. Okay. Well, that's not quite what I was looking for. Trying to think my way through this. Like, I can pull out Magic Missile again, but then I kind of get a hand that's stuck. Well, no, I can work around that. Can't I? I have 4 and I have Ice Shard, which can't do anything, and Magic... No, actually, I kind of get my hand stuck with this. Cancel. So I think I can't Magic Missile again here, or my hand just gets stuck. I can hit for 8, and then my hand is stuck after that, unfortunately. That's probably still the best move, though. Probably still the best move. Unfortunately, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not stuck. Watch, I can do this. I can move this over here, and then my hand's not stuck. I forgot that I don't need odd if I put Ice Shard in this slot. Oh, I didn't know that the Thorns affected it if you throw the dice. I actually didn't know that. Well, anyway, he's dead on the next turn. The 6 is really good, or the freeze is really effective. Stops that. So we just need one more Magic Missile to kill him. Might as well take advantage of this to get another die. And then we can... I could just throw the dice at him here too, but... Let's see if we can do something better. That'll work. I was trying to minimize how much damage I was taking by hitting him. Not amazing, but at least we have these items for healing. I have not found these to be very useful, these 2 spells here. I mean, we can just... It's somewhat of a waste of gold, but... I've rarely found myself running out of money. Okay. We have our Limit Break up, which is a good time to hit the Snowman, who's kind of a tough opponent, because he can freeze all the dice. So remember, he can freeze the dice and turn them into 1s, which is kind of bad for the Witch, because if you get stuck on a bunch of 1s, your hand is kind of stuck. Alright, well, we want Magic Missile. That's just for sure. I'd like to Ice Shard. Do that. Hopefully we can get... let's hope we can get an even dice there. We couldn't. Still a pretty good turn. Turn that... they're turning the 5 into a 1 health. Oh my god. But every single one of his dice is odd. Ugh. Every single die is odd. Now, we froze one of them, but it would have been even worse if we hadn't. So now we have all 1s. Yeah. That's why this guy is kind of problematic for us. Fortunately, we can do that. And we can pull out Cauldron again. I would love an even die here. There we go. Alright, this is not as bad, because the 4 and the 2 he can't use. But I am very willing to use this to kill this guy. Okay. And we can just throw dice to kill him. Very dangerous because freeze is bad for the witch. You get stuck with all these ones. This can be decent, but it's like, do you really want to use one of your... It's like when you're playing the witch, it's like, do you really want to use one of your limited dice on this? If enemy rolls blank, the dice is locked. It's just like, it's just not worth, because you have so few dice to use every turn. You really have to focus them on damage, because you just don't get very many. Alright. We have been getting a lot of 3s, which is handy. Let's roll this. But see, like, then you can just have this happen. It's just like, now what do I do? Yeah, I really would like to have Ice Shard for this guy to narrow down his ability to hit me, but like, what do I do here? There's very little I can do. I just got a bad roll, and it's just like, this is why this class kind of sucks. It's a very interesting class, but very, very susceptible to stuff like this happening. Alright, we'll just pull this out just in case. Hopefully I don't die here, but it's just like, well, what am I gonna do? Go for the longer term play there, I guess. So he can do the 9 damage this turn. And you can see, not much. Alright. So at least we have options right now. I don't know if I necessarily even want to touch these 2 dice. Alright, so we want to make sure that we can get Ice Shard out this turn. Let me just do that while I'm thinking about it. Get that freeze on. I think the best thing I can do is just Magic Missile again and not touch these 2 dice because I'm so low on HP, because I wasn't going to kill him that round anyway. Alright, that's helpful. But you can still hit me for another 5, right? Like, nothing I can do about that. And unfortunately, I do not level up after this fight. Okay, so this will do 5, and then this will do 8, so that'll kill him. Like, I don't think I did anything wrong in terms of playing that fight. But it's just like, you get these initial hands that are bad, and it's just like, ah. Alright, I mean, that helps a little. I hope there's health here. Oh my god. I can't afford it. Oh, that's... Again, I wish I could sell. Well, then there's 2 healing things right after this guy, too. I think I maybe should have gone through the level. I think my mistake was I should have fought this guy first, because then I'd have the 2 healing things. I think that was a mistake, and that might cost me. It's going to depend on what we can do. Freeze is going to be good against... Yeah, we can freeze this guy. Freeze is going to be helpful against him. I actually might want to use Magic Shield and at least bring that out. Yeah, I almost never do run out of money. The problem is he can hit me for 6 basically every round. And Shock is really bad for me because then I have to use... Well, I guess it's not as bad as it could be. Alright. Yeah, this is less than great. Well, I think the best thing we can do is this. Oh, I should have just hit him for 1 damage there. Oh. I wanted to double freeze him. Yeah, I think I'm dead. I'm just dead here. Because he can hit me for 6. Yep. I made a mistake in terms of pathing through this level. But he would have killed me anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's just like you have the witch. I did make a mistake there. I pathed through the level in the wrong way. But the margin for error is just so small because if you just have a bad... Like, I just had 1 round where I had a really bad starting hand, and I was just like, well, nothing I can do. There's just very little I can do. Yeah, and I almost never run out of money in this game. It's very weird that shop was 5 gold. It's random how much stuff costs. It's either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and it's almost never 5. But that time it just ended up being 5. But the mistake was I pathed through the level the wrong way. So anyway, got to show you that class, and also got to show you why, even though the class is fun, it's a very weak class. Very weak class. Okay, anyway, that was just a taste of this game. Maybe we'll show a little bit more next week. But I do want to switch over to the Civ Fridays portion, and we'll get to Endless Space 2.